but how can the crowd get their money worth and the person I'm in the ring with feel like, man, I'm glad I got to do this. I want to do this again, and I can physically do this again tomorrow and the next day and the next day.
And then there's the wrinkle of making the promoter happy or the booker happy as well.
Yeah. I mean, that part, I guess, is a part.
Who cares about that?
Whatever.
Let's just hope Billy Corgan doesn't hear that.
Yeah, no. Well, no. So, one of my favorite lines, and Xavier Woods has told me he's used it before too, but he stole it straight from me, so that's why he told me. Is I used to use it with Barons a lot, and for the first time I did it with Corgan at the last set of TVs. Where it was my match with Gaagz right before we went out for the match, because we were like match 23 of 28, right? It's just one of these marathon tapings where we got to get X amount of hours of content in. So, I mean, that poor crowd at that point had already seen 20 plus matches, right? And so, but the crowd was completely dead. And like the two matches before us just wasn't connecting.
Mm-hmm.
So Billy came out of the production and he goes, Sal, I am begging you. I don't care what you have to do. Please wake this crowd up. Please make them react to what you're doing. And I look over at Gaagz and I go, hey, buddy, sunset flip, pull my pants down. And you can see Billy's eyes get a little wide. I'm like, I'm just playing. We're not going that far unless we have to. And then I walk away. So we go do our match, right? And halfway during the match, I look up and Billy's out by the hard cam. And I'm like, oh no, like no pressure. There's the boss in the crowd during my match. So like it felt good, right? Like I really enjoyed the match, blah, 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 blah. I get to the back and the first person I see is Billy. And he was like, there you go, boys. That's what I want to see. That was good stuff. And before I didn't shake his hand. I didn't do anything. I go, I know. I was out there and I kept walking. And I used to do that to Barons all the time. Where I get the bag and he's like, oh, that was a great job, son. I know. I was out there. And Woods has told me once he knew he was safe in WWE the first time he did a house show match. And I think it was with Curtis Axel. And he goes to the back and Malenko's the agent. And Malenko goes, hey, man, that was really good out there. And Woods goes, I know, I was out there. And he walks away. And I was like, my son, you've learned the ways.
That's was there any part of you that when you saw Corgan out there, you're like, we should do a sunset flip spot just to see how
no. Well, so it's funny because I noticed them when we were on the floor. We were doing a little spot on the floor, and I was like, man, if we do a sunset flip off the apron onto the floor, like there's nobody on hard cam side, so I could at least tease it just to scare them. But I was like, that's too much work. We'll save that. But the thought entered my mind ever so briefly. Thank God I'm not a telepath, because if I could telepathically send messages during matches, there'd be all sorts of things that shouldn't happen that happen. So
just knowing you how I do, I just had a feeling that was going through your brain.
Oh, 100%. Just to pop myself. Yes. Yeah, that's what it's all about, right? Like I'm a big believer in I will do stuff in matches all the time just to pop me. If it pops somebody else, awesome. Come along for the ride. You're more than welcome. But at the end of the, I can't tell you the last time I went to the top rope and didn't, give a Macho Man finger wag. And it's only because Macho Man's awesome. It's not like there's no deep meaning behind it or like, nope, it's just because I like Randy Savage. So here we go.